What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. What's happening? Shout out to Big once again for the intro. So yeah, I started 5 minutes late. It doesn't matter, you know, because at the end of the day, y'all be late anyways. So as everybody can see, they have this whole situation with Black China, right? And people have put their 2 cents on it, and I'm gonna put mine. Excuse me, I've been cooking, so that's what took me a little bit too long or whatever. But anyway, Black China has gotten in trouble because she put out her public information about, she's not doing so good as a single mother. And the problem is not really a problem because it's a norm. You feel me? It's just a norm. You got it. It's a norm now. Because at the end of the day, you got a lot of single moms trying to act like they're not like Black China when they absolutely are just like her. There's nothing different from her than what most men have been going through for the past, 3, 4 decades. Nothing different. Nothing at all. And people try to act like there is, but let's just be honest about it. It's not. It's not. Because this is a good and terrible day. So, first and foremost, did she care? She had to give away her cars. So you're basically insinuating that your children's child support money pay for your cars. Is this the first single mother who used child support to pay for an automobile? There are a bunch of Nissan Altimas, Maximas, Sentras, Honda Accords, and Civics, that have been paid off with child support money in the last, 25, 30 years. There are a lot of ladies who've been, I gotta have a car, so the car note is part of, the kid needs to come and go, and it's like, yeah. It's a lot of women who, they never actually paid a car note. Their child support paid a car note. Their baby name needs to be on the title of those cars. So we're playing this game where we gotta respect the single motherhood dynamic. And it's like, not really. Not really. Because at the end of the day, what we're talking about is something very, very simple. Selfishness. And selfishness has been prevalent in this whole ordeal for decades. So, when Rob Kardashian and Tiger both said, how much they're paying for the children's private school expenses and how much time the kids are with them. They are not the first dads in history to say something like that. Now, the private school thing, that's out of the norm because most people go to public school. But the same goes for extracurricular activities. The same, the doctor bills, that's usually built in the child support if y'all didn't know that. But a lot of times, and I'll tell you, this is where it gets tricky. When you go to family court and you do the child support thing, one of the things is they'll tell you medical expenses should be split. So it might be, 70-30, you get what I'm saying? Or 80-20 or something like that. But don't get it twisted. The mothers are usually not going to hold up their end of the bargain as far as kids' medical expenses and medical insurance. So while they're receiving child support, nobody asked them, Are you really keeping up the medical insurance? Because they're not. They're not. And this is a regular, normal thing. So now it's like, what are we doing? And it's like, well, we're doing what everybody does. And, like I said, I wrote a book about this, and I put in the book that, society was going to change on single mothers just because of technology alone, because all of the things that have been done normally by, say, Black China's mother and her age group, now Black China's age group is doing it on social media with no problem. No problem. No problem. No regard for if it's right or if it's wrong. No regard for none of that stuff. No regard for how it's going to be seen and viewed by the public, because let's be honest, this is actually what everybody does. This is actually what the courts have been living off of for years. They get their cut. So now it's a problem, because men and fathers are able to be on the same social media platforms that the courts have no control over. Fathers have the ability to film these situations that the courts aren't there to film. Fathers are there to say, here we go again with this. And people go, they used to make up the excuse, well, maybe it's not like that. Maybe they're going through a tough time. Maybe, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now it's no more maybes. It's just straight up, I can't defend this. And people will go, well, Black China she's an ex-stripper, she's a thot, she's a 304. That's just that kind of woman. Well, no. Black China is the norm. Her occupation and how she became famous might not be the norm, but her baby mama selfishness is the norm. That's what the bulk of fathers deal with on a regular basis. You can't skirt around it. You can't get around it. All of these, didn't we just see, let's keep it in that same type of family circle. Didn't we just see Tristan Thompson get a lady pregnant, and she said she wanted $47,000 a month? Didn't we just see that? What did you think she wanted the $47,000 for? Well, diapers? Formula? The baby need, Gucci baby food? They need more Instagram pictures. New camera, new setup. This is the outright norm of society that everybody knows to be true. Makes no sense. But it is the reality. So when we coming into it, we got to talk about the more important things about these type of things. Because like I said, it's the norm. How about this? How about somebody start asking a serious question? How much money does she have saved up for her children's future if she just had to give her cars back? Because if she's been getting thousands and tens of thousands of dollars a month, and now she's not getting it anymore, and just like that, this hardworking, strong, independent, fierce woman who was forced to be a man and in a man's position, and she's forced to be the mother and the father type situation. If that's the case, and she's working hard, she's on television shows and yada yada, et cetera, how is she giving away the cars that she can't afford to keep them because she has to be more pragmatic about her children's future with all of the money she's received? Or you know, she's about to be in a negative, or she's going broke, you know. So it's like, what we talking about here? And a lot of what we talking about, 9 times out of 10 is we're talking about a bunch of people who just like, gotta do it. Should a man walk up and Oscar slap her for this? Is that okay? Because she made it okay to me. I mean, because to go out in public and say these things publicly and then wonder why you're getting a problem. What's the problem? Well, you got a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old. And because you got a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old, and you're a single mother, right? I gotta ask the question. And here's the thing. Tiger says he pays $40K a month for school. And Rob Kardashian says he pays $37K a month for school. So $70,000 for education for a 5 and a 9-year-old. How much is that a year? How much is that a year? Think about that. One person is paying $480,000 a year for education. Another person is paying, what, 370 plus 44, 414? 414, I'm gonna say 37 plus, 414. I'm tripping right now. But both of them are paying over 400K. Both of them paying over 400K for school alone. That shouldn't be the case. And how much money is mom with these cars chipping in? How much money is she chipping in for these $400,000 educations? Because she had to give away her luxury item. What do you think? What do you think? What about, she bought the kids clothes, or did the kids clothes get bought by both of their fathers? And see, here's what we gotta go back to. There was a few times when people said Tiger was broke, right? So, man, Tiger had to bounce back because of these child support payments he probably had to make. Because it was astronomical, because it's California. So since it's California and it's astronomical, tell me what you think. But she benefits over and over and over again. She got 2 kids by 2 rich guys. Congratulations. Yeah, and shout out to lead attorney. I saw what he was talking about earlier. He right. We are suckers as guys. How much, and here's the crazy part, how much child support should Blac Chyna pay as a mother? How much? I mean, what normally happens is nobody knows how much a single mother makes. I'm gonna tell you why I say this. And this is where it's gonna get tricky in the near future. Because now you make whatever you make from working. Then you make whatever you make from child support. And then you get the extras from the government as far as student loan credit, or like now the government sent you extra money for a kid during the pandemic. You also have been getting cash apps and PayPals and Zales, and you know what I'm saying? Money that way. You've also been getting, Guys dating you and you were giving them a sob story about how your kids are struggling, and they took you out for free meals. They probably didn't give your kids nothing, but they gave you something. They gave you a little money. That used to be a big thing. That was the money to get some of y'all hair done and y'all nails done. That's what that was. Your sob story, I'm struggling, and the daddy ain't no good, and I'm just having a hard time, and I just want to treat myself sometimes. hmm Here we go. Here we go. Once again. Once again, you want to live that lie. Because recently I did a video about with the women vacationing or single mothers vacationing off of child support money, and absolutely they are. This whole lifestyle is based off of child support. I'm not saying and when people say, "Oh, women are living off of child support," no, you're not living off of child support. No, you whatever income you got coming in, um, that's what you're living off of. What child support is basically a freebie every month. That's your monthly freebie to do extra or to live a higher class, a higher lifestyle because I got extra. This is how some of you have gotten to see. A lot of y'all want to be full of it. Child support is how some of you gotten into homes, townhomes, condos, apartments that you couldn't necessarily afford. How you got in certain cars or motorcycles that you couldn't necessarily afford because you know what they put on the application? How much you make in child support per year as a boost to your income. And just like China, God, what if you have, you know, multiple fathers by multiple kids? See, a lot of y'all don't realize this is why they have so many ladies with multiple fathers by multiple kids. Because what they're trying to do is double and triple up. Does it work? It only doesn't work when both, the multiple fathers all go AWOL and don't pay. But it works if it's two and it's one out of two, or if it's three and it's two out of three. It works just fine then. Because, all the kids don't need the exact same thing at the exact same time. They're not the exact same price. That's how it works. A lot of you kids out here, y'all don't realize this, but this is why a lot of you kids and a lot of us adults and some of you young adults, this is why you're so fashionable but so fiscally irresponsible, because you were raised to believe that somebody else was going to foot the bill at some point. See, this is why a lot of y'all play this game where, oh my God, look at my belt, look at my shoes. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I look so fly. I'm so cute nowadays. Because y'all are basically, you kids are living off of child support, trickle down economics. Y'all ain't getting much. And nobody's really helping y'all. But as long as mom's the one doing it, y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. And even when y'all realize y'all getting robbed by y'all mama, y'all ain't gonna confront that. Or y'all just gonna call your dads crying. She did it again. And half of you kids like that, y'all lying through y'all teeth too. You and your mama got a little thing going together where she's the bad cop and you're the good cop, and both of y'all are fleecing them both ways. And then when dad finds that out, oh, we got problems now. Oh, we got big problems now. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Because now we're going to play this game over and over and over and over again, generationally, until now this game is public. It's so public. It's so easy to see how bad this is. So easy. So easy to point out the flaws in not just the economics, but the flaws in this whole scenario. You know what I'm saying? So we got to take it there. We really got to take it there. And why I say we got to take it there, because there's something more important about this. This goes back to brothers saying that single mothers don't care about their kids. Because you don't publicly say this stuff, and then when you get and when you get the response you get, single mothers got to sit there and go, we don't have to. I don't know what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to take this on the chin. Absolutely, because we told y'all don't care about y'all kids. We know it. You know, we're the father to these kids. We know how y'all get down. We know what's important to y'all. You know, we know hairstyles and hair coloring and nails and eyelashes and makeup and boutique clothes come before your child. And we know this. We know designer clothes come before your kids. We know this already. We know the latest concert, the latest vacation spot, the latest restaurant comes before your kids. Let me explain something to y'all. For all you fellas out here, all you men out here, all you baby daddies out here, let's just take it there. For all you men who've ever paid for a date for a single mother, how often did they actually buy something to go for their kids? How often? Let me know. Every time you've taken a single mother out for some food, they might have asked you to buy extra food for their kid if they stupid. But I would say more men have been asked to buy food for somebody's kids than they actually paid for themselves. Or what do? They order super big. I need a steak and some shrimp and some lobster and some mac and cheese and 4 appetizers. You're like, wait a minute, we ain't even eating all of this. Like, what are you doing? See, that was the hustle, to order everything on the menu because you really like me, and because she don't cook. And she ain't trying to cook for the weekend. So she gonna order it up and get, to go Tupperware on your dime, basically, and then give that to the kid. If she still gives that to the kid, that might just be for her. Think about it. The selfishness is normal. It's just all day long. How many times have they paid for their kids some food? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. How many times? How many times have? Mm-mm. 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 Oh boy. How many times have they fallen out with somebody who used to watch their kids because they wanted the person to watch them for free and they didn't even do anything for the person that was watching their kids? How many times that happened? Oh, she can't watch the kids no more because of that. Now come to find out, it got nothing to do with that. Man, kosher, thanks, fam. But how many times? How many times you playing this game? Because it happens all the time. The selfishness is always first and foremost. Watch what I'm saying. How many times have you walked into a grocery store and women have been on Section 8, well, welfare or got free food or whatever. How many times have you seen women buy food specifically for their kids that they had to cook, even when the government was paying for it? No, they wasn't. They was buying food for everybody else but them kids. And when you see these women with steak and crab legs, you know what I'm saying? That was for them. That $50 worth of crab legs, that was for them. That wasn't for them and the kids. Uh-uh. Kids wind up with them box dinners. And then, when the kid's hungry, guess who you got to go for your daddy house? Daddy got to take you out. Think about it. Slowly think about what I'm saying. How many times have you noticed that mom goes out to eat a lot, but kids have never been or have rarely been to a restaurant? Mama go out to brunch every Sunday, Saturday. Mama go to happy hour. Mama go on dates, but the kids ain't never been nowhere. It's you take the kids to a burger joint, it's their first time at a burger joint. You take them, and when I'm saying a burger joint, I'm not talking about a fast food joint. I'm talking about like a sit-down place. Your kids might not have been to Chili's. Your kids might not have really been to TGIF, Applebee's. Just but you think your kids, mama took your kids, took their kids to Papa Do's? No. A steakhouse? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I haven't even taking these kids to a food truck. You see it all the time. All these birthdays, birthday showers, but who you don't see there at the birthdays and birthday showers that are in reasonable times a day? You don't see the kids. You don't see the kids. What the kids eat? Cereal. And some of y'all so selfish, y'all eat y'all kids cereal. Y'all eat y'all kids cereal. But it's like, okay, this is what we doing. So of course the selfishness is a norm. It's a norm. How many of us men have met ladies who can't cook and they're single mothers? How many of us? How many of us have met women who can cook maybe 3 or 4 things, but they got kids? They can make spaghetti or lasagna, something fried, maybe another dish, or maybe something for breakfast. When you see these kids no longer have people used to leave the house and come back because they love their mother's or grandmother's cooking. When was the last time you heard of somebody really going back over to their mom's house because they like the cooking? Seriously. Because see, this is the selfishness that I'm talking about. Right here, right now. So now it's like, wait. Could your mama make a sweet potato pie? Nope, Pat LaBelle made that. Did your mama make a good chicken? The best chicken sandwich you ever had, was it from your mama? Nope, it was from Chick-fil-A or Popeyes. You see what I'm saying? Did your mama make good macaroni and cheese? Nope. One of her friends made good macaroni and cheese, and she brought it back to you. He's like, "Cool, can we have some more of that?" Think about it. Really, really think about it. Why y'all think a lot of these kids are overweight? Because they eat a lot of boxed dinners and snacks, and they're not active. That's the gist of what's going on. It's like, oh, okay. So when you're looking at somebody like Black China and looking at Rob Kardashian and looking at Tiger and looking at this situation, it's not surprising It's not surprising. I would say at least 70 to 85% of men and across the board have this same issue. Have this same issue. Not to mention the ones who are dealing with still footing the bill. Yeah. No, people, no. All people are not selfish. It's not human nature. That's not true. Assholes are selfish. And all people ain't assholes. And a lot of single mothers are assholes, and we just give them a pass because they're moms. That's the problem. That's the problem. You can, because I appreciate you for saying that though. Let me reverse this. Because the minute a father does this type of stuff, he's a deadbeat. He's no good. He's sorry. You know what I'm saying? He's the devil. He's evil. That's what he'll be. And people don't want to go there and go, man, you know what I'm saying? If I pay child support, I'm going to have to give up my cars. What kind of life is that? Like, what? Oh, okay. If I pay child support, man, then how I'm going to go to Vegas? How I'm going to go to Miami? No, man, no, this ain't fair. If I pay my child support, how am I supposed to go out to eat on the weekend? How am I supposed to do that? And it's like, wait, this is the lifestyle we're talking about. This is the life we're living right now. Yeah, see, and I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you, Sugar Bomb, but you know it's a lie. And this is why the Black China thing is so hilarious. Most times women get the children because the man leaves the home. Most times these men and women aren't in the same house to begin with. There you go. He lived there, she lived there. These kids they was conceived under a roof, but both people weren't living under the same roof. Nobody leaves these homes. You got knocked up at his house, or you got knocked up at your house, or maybe a hotel or something. These ain't families we're talking about. These ain't married people who was together like that. And a lot of people got together, pseudo shotgun wedding style, because after you got pregnant, I'm gonna get with you. That's how it happens. So let the shenanigans begin. It is what it is. Nowadays, selfishness is always there. This is why some of y'all don't realize some of these young ladies and older ladies get pregnant, and then I don't want you coming to the doctor's appointment. You don't have to see your kid. All that's planning. That's basically planning to say I'm in more control than you. That's all that is. She's pregnant. It's her body, her choice. So now she don't want you at the doctor's appointments. Now she don't want you in the delivery room, so she can say it's her baby in the court. That's planning. She might not have wanted you there in the first place because of selfishness. She wanted a baby. You just happen to be the lucky, unlucky guy. No, the judge does not do the right thing for the child. The judge does the right thing for the judge. Judges and lawyers get kickbacks from child support. So guess who's going to pay it more? Men. That's all. That's why judges rule in favor for mothers 90% of the time, because men pay more. Men work more. Men work harder. Men will work overtime. Men will work 2-3 jobs for their kids. to take care of themselves, because you know, if you don't take care of you know, you got too much to lose if you get put on child support. You can get your license revoked. You can lose your job. You can get locked up. That doesn't happen to mothers. Every year, when you're on child support, at the beginning of the year, they send you a bill that you got to pay the child support of that state for being on child support. Every year, you get a bill for that. So not only do you pay child support, you pay a yearly bill for being on child support from child support. Mothers don't pay that. Mothers don't care about none of that. They just get a free check most of the time. You know, men have been working to change the laws. That's what men's rights activists are for. You know, and that's what social media is for. These situations help men all the time. There's so many women out here who get caught up all the time, being all out of pocket as a mother, that the judges are starting to rule against women. You know, and they're about to stop that too. They're about to start making DNA tests mandatory, because what is it, 30% of these paternity cases wind up being it's not the father that they said. And there's another thing about selfishness. Which is typical. A lot of these single mothers don't care who the father is. They just care who has the best income. They'll lie on a guy and say the guy's the father just so they can get the highest amount they want to get. Like, so the selfishness is always prevalent. Always prevalent. Looking out for your own selfish self-interest. And the guy got to figure out if he's actually the dad or not. You know, and you're hoping that he doesn't. You're hoping he finds out late. You're hoping he finds out at the last minute, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's stuck. He's on the hook with no recourse or reprieve. You know, it makes no sense, but it is the reality. It is the reality. Oh, no. I don't think you get it, Sugar Bomb. Y'all have ruined y'all leverage, even with women. Because, see, there are single mothers who are grandmothers now, who raise their daughters to be this way, and now they're grandmothers now, and those grandmothers have been alienated from their grandchildren, you know, because their grandson got a woman pregnant, and guess what? Her mom and her mother is on. What was all good. See, you ladies don't work well together. Y'all don't know how to be good to each other whatsoever. So a lot of ladies who are cool with men getting thrown under the bus, now you the grandmama on the other side. You the grandmama on the outskirts. Now it ain't so much fun. Now you got to see your son go through what you put his daddy through. It ain't as much fun anymore. And now you have a come to Jesus moment, but it's too late. It's too late. There's sins of the father, and there's also sins of the mother. You know, what happens when you ruin your voting power is people switch it up, because now they don't take you seriously. You know what I'm saying? Let them be self-centered. What's happening? So now we got a big problem. We got a huge problem. And the problem is the image of the baby mama is so bad that women can't fix it. Guys have been knowing this for years, but now there ain't no turning back with this. See, now the court can't give her the benefit of the doubt. Now the police can't give her the benefit of the doubt. Now the lawyers can't give her the benefit of the doubt. And the problem with that is that used to be covered to be all on the same team because, like I said before, the court and the system gets a kickback. Now it looks like, oh man, how we just gonna have to publicly say we don't care about these kids, we care about this money. And what does that do for justice and our right in the court system? Nothing. Nothing. So people don't respect the courts anymore. People don't respect the court decision making because it's biased. It's selfish. It's about money. You know, yeah. But when it comes to baby moms, guess who pays child support the most consistently out of every race? Black men. So when it comes to getting put on child support, black men are the most responsible when they're on child support. Go figure. And this is what makes part of what makes black women such a problem as baby mamas. The court know this. The society winds up knowing we're deadbeat dads until the CDC thing came out, right? But it was already known that we paid the most consistently out of all races in child support. We're the most reliable when it comes to taking care of our responsibility financially, right? There's a problem. What happens when your counterparts as women are the most unruly to work with, even under those circumstances? So that means your ladies are going to wind up like Halle Berry. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to give two F's about, because here's the thing. Y'all also became the face of being strong women, and independent women, and go-getters. And all y'all did was, y'all went down the feminism rabbit hole. And guess what you just wind up doing? You wind up putting yourself in a position where you gonna wind up paying child support. So it's all good. Y'all gonna wind up being Halle Berry. Y'all gonna wind up paying child support. Y'all gonna wind up losing custody on a regular basis. People are gonna, all of these little young criminals, they're gonna keep blaming it on single mothers because that's the households they come from. And then that says, and that further destroys the image of the single mother, especially the black single mom. Now you're not competent. Now you're not loving. Now you don't have your children's best interests at heart. You're the prime person to teach your child how to be a criminal because you don't follow the law as is, and the courts already know that. That's a lie. Other races of men do call their women to the carpet. That's why it's going to be bad. That's why it's going to be bad for some of these sisters. Y'all want to live in this fantasy land? Cool. You live there. But the whole world going to move on without you. The whole world is going to move on without you. And you can be crazy all to yourself. It's the same thing with the baby mama selfishness is typical, because this is why a lot of your kids, when they grow up, they don't want to be around you. Either they're stuck to your hip because you taught them how to be a failure in life, and they don't know how to take care of themselves, so they're stuck with you, or they figure out how to be better than you real quick, and then they move on, and they do not return. There used to be a time when people used to actually try to be better human beings to take care of their mother. Now people are just trying to be better human beings to get away from their mom. They don't care to take care of y'all, because y'all selfishness has proved to them that you don't care about them, and they just need time and a place to get away. Hey, exactly. This is gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a major problem, but it's typical, and everybody knows it's typical behavior. And the worst part about this being typical behavior, you know, is this behavior has become the face of the black woman. This, this, just like when it comes to what a black woman looks like, y'all basically have become the look of a black woman. What a black woman looks like is um, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, somebody that you would like to sleep with, but you really wouldn't. It'll be a bad idea to be with because she don't know how to carry herself. So now, the, people expect this behavior from you, ladies. Like this, what Black China did is not surprising. It's the norm. That's it. She was taught to use, trap babies as a come up. It's just less people are getting these women pregnant. You know what happens in society when less and less, people are getting pregnant by people? Think about it. It wasn't even, 2 months ago when a chick got hot sauced in the hotel room trying to come up on a baby with Drake. This is typical. So she could figure out a way to not work for the rest of her life. Think about it. It was less time ago where a young lady was like, yo, I'm suing Chris Brown for $20 million because he did X, Y, and Z. But he could prove that he didn't. Because guess what? If he can't sleep with her, if he sleeps with her with protection and he doesn't sleep with her without protection, and she hasn't got his guard down and not use protection, she doesn't have an avenue to get pregnant. So my next avenue is to act like you did something to me. Thus, that's how I look at people, these young ladies turning on Trey Songz. Same thing about turning on R. Kelly. A lot of these guys that y'all Me Too out of y'all own selfishness was because he was promiscuous, he wasn't reckless. He slept with everybody, but he didn't get everybody pregnant. So you don't have a baby out of the situation. You don't have any extra money out of the come up. So now I gotta say you did something to me. Because if I was your baby mama, I could get a check every month. But now I can't get a check every month. Now we got a problem. This is why, and this is why you ladies become baby mamas. This is why your selfishness is so typical because, you're getting paid for being a Tinder swindler. You know what I'm saying? The Tinder swindler was on Netflix for swindling women out of money. But there's a lot of single moms that are basically Tinder swindlers. You met a guy, he thought you was cute, so this is your way to finesse him for money every week. And then you're going to use that money to come up on another guy. And if you get two or more, you're going to use that money to come up on another guy. But if you keep having kids, you're going to knock yourself out the mix. So 2 is probably the most you should have. But here we go. You just can't stop. Shenanigans. And it's always the same thing. It's always true. Because think about it. What do you think somebody like Black China is thinking right now? You think she's thinking, I'm going to go get on my grind and get on my hustle, I'm going to take care of my kids? Or you think she's thinking, I'm going to use this body to get another man that's richer than both of them so he can take care of me? Or maybe I can get pregnant by Rick Ross or somebody. Yeah, a lot of you ladies don't want to pay child support. See, y'all love to have these guys paying child support, but y'all want to give you. See, here's why I say you ladies are selfish, right? You ladies will have a kid and abort a kid. You ladies will have a kid and give a kid away before you give the kid to the dad, and the dad doesn't know. You ladies will have a kid and not tell the person that you actually had a kid with that you had a kid by them, and until the kids start asking who's their father for real, or you make up a guy. You ladies are out here having in vitro frozen eggs because you want a kid so bad, but you don't want the kid to have a father because it's all about you. That selfishness is typical. It's normal. Y'all will pay $5,000-$10,000 to get in vitro fertilization, and then want to meet somebody that's a man to help you take care of the kid. That's not even. It happens, but it's not the norm. But it's that bad because the selfishness is typical. It always gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Now, the thing about this to me that's most interesting is that because of social media and because most people can't scrub the internet, a lot of these kids are gonna find out how much their mama actually loved them when they're perusing the internet. You know, I already brought that up, Joey. They don't even keep up the health insurance. These kids start finding out, oh, some of y'all ladies don't realize y'all done put out y'all stories that y'all want a kid, y'all don't want a man, and now y'all got so comfortable that your kids are gonna see you before they were born because you put yourself on camera. You're on social media. You might have done a video or two saying how much you love, your freedom, and you love doing you, and you don't need a man, and you're the mother and the father type thing, or you were forced to be a man and a woman, so you feel like you're masculine and feminine. So at that point, what use is a man? See, your feminist card is gonna go crazy, and then your kid gonna go, "Oh, you didn't want my daddy to be around me. It wasn't my dad. It was you felt like you could do this all on your own, and now look where we're at." Because the selfishness is typical. It always is about you until it don't work no more. This is why some of y'all don't realize the selfishness is typical, because some of y'all basically ruin the bond between father and child, and then when the child is out of control for you, guess what? Now you're ready to give them up. Now you're ready to give them up, or you might want to, getting arrested because the child is acting so bad. Now you're ready to give them up. You know, you need to give them grace, huh? No, you don't need to give them grace. They had too much grace. That's the problem. They've been selfish for so long. You think grace is mandatory. Grace is not mandatory. Grace is for people who need grace. Grace is not for jerks. And you got far too many of these ladies who are jerks. They had a baby under some un you know unruly purpose, unethical purpose, selfish purpose, and it's hard to be selfish and selfless. That's why some of y'all don't really respond to y'all kids like y'all should, because when you got to make it about the kid first. Now some of y'all got, what is that, postpartum depression. there are a lot of y'all who don't have postpartum depression. It's just you just figured out it ain't about you 24/7, and you gonna look bad if you had an infant and you was as selfish as you want to be with an infant. You know, you post club depression, post I can't go out Friday, Saturday, Sunday depression, post I'm not as cute as I used to be because I just had a baby depression, post if I let these people know who my baby daddy looked like and all the stuff that I said that I wanted, you know, and these things are two completely opposite things, depression. This selfishness is typical. Typical. You know. Yeah. This is how bad it's got. Some of y'all are so selfish. You know, baby mama selfishness is so typical that some of y'all get pregnant and have kids and then turn to liking women, but y'all was liking women the whole time. Y'all just wanted a kid. And y'all might use the excuse, oh, you know what I'm saying? I had such bad experiences with men that I just went to women. No, the truth of the matter is you liked women, but women couldn't get you pregnant. So now you wanted to play like you like the man and use him to get a baby. And you know, hey, you didn't care if that was right or wrong. You just cared that you could do it. It is what it is. See, let me tell you something. There are a lot of women who leave their kids, and they're in the same house. There are a lot of deadbeat mothers that got custody. There are a lot of deadbeat mothers who just got custody, and there are a lot of mothers who don't have custody. And guess what? Their kids are better off. The truth is, a lot of these kids are better off away from their selfish mother. Not because their mother's a mother, but because their mother's selfishness. You know, there are a lot of narcissistic mothers, toxic mothers who get the pass for being narcissistic and toxic just because they're moms. And their actions show it over and over and over and over and over again. But for us, this is typical behavior. A selfish mother ain't nothing new for us. That's the norm now. A toxic mother ain't nothing new for us. That's the norm now. A narcissistic mother ain't nothing new for us. That's the norm now. Then you just see the ladies who were supposed to be mothers twerking at a high school or grade school. That's the norm now. That's not something that people are surprised by or shocked by. Not at all. Not at all. Because the selfishness has skyrocketed. And home deadbeats, absolutely. You know, so what China has done or said and is not doing, typical. You know, let me get a maid for the house and babysitters for the kids, and let me just sit down and do me, which is absolutely nothing. And now you're forced to contribute to your child's life, and you're gonna have a meltdown because you got to give up a few things. Typical behavior, man. Typical behavior. And a lot of people don't want to be honest and get to the root of it. The root of this is ultimately has always been that a lot of selfish single moms view their child as just a pet that grows slower. They're cute when they babies. You get a little love when they babies, but as they start growing and get a personality, you don't like them anymore, but you like reaping the benefits of having them. That's all it is. You don't like these kids, but you just like reaping the benefits of having them. So that makes you selfish. You know what I'm saying? Say it again. But since I started late, I got some things to do tonight. I'm gonna get up out of here. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. You know, like, share, subscribe or die trying. Peace.